Well, Ewan, I don't know if you remember this, but Madiba did once say that education is the most powerful tool that you can use to change the world. And we at Expresso are always looking for fun ways of introducing the concept of education. And now, Ewan, of course, is right now going to be speaking to parenting expert Nikki on education, technology, and how to create a multi-sensory learning experience.
With so many affordable home internet packages from Telkom, connectivity has become part of our daily lives and also our children's. Now, this morning we chat to creative parenting expert Nikki and co-author of the brand new book, Tech Savvy Parenting, about how the digital world can assist your child's education. Nikki, lovely to see you again.
Thanks, Ewan.
Interesting topic, always when it comes to this. When it comes to education, technology plays a huge role, but I mean, even from a very young age, what is the place of technology when it comes to our youngsters, our toddlers?
Ewan, it's becoming a bigger and bigger thing in a toddler's life, in really the under sevens. But here's the thing for parents. They need to remember that children are multisensory learners. And when we are dealing with technology, when you hand over your cell phone or your tablet to your child to play with, which they love, of course, because it keeps them busy, it keeps them occupied, and parents love it because their children don't make mess, they sit still, they concentrate, and they're quiet. So it's a bit of a trap parents can fall into to just hand over a device for a child to play with, forgetting that children need to use all their senses to create meaning and understanding about the world. So that means we must never forget that children under 7 need as many real games and toys as possible. In addition to using screens, you need to balance out their time on a screen with real.
Technology is a
reality.
It's a reality. I mean, they're gonna have to use it within schooling further on later in life, teenagers. So what's the role of parents here? How do we control that? What do we need to do?
Okay, so we need to make sure we give children as many real, concrete learning opportunities as possible. And I've got a couple of things on the table here,
toys,
just to illustrate. So, for example, if you just slide your hand across your screen, there's not much sensory input other than what you see, and if it was playing sound, what you hear. But there are many more senses that children have and many more lessons they need to learn. So, for example, putting it in, taking it out when they're toddlers. So here's a pot, putting the apple in, hiding it. Where's the apple gone? They have to lift it up, take it out. Oh, I see it. And what about this that they love? Excuse the noise.
That's my boy's favourite.
Okay, and matching the right lid to the pot.
Yes.
When you give a very young child, baby, something, they will immediately mouth it to work out what it is, because that's how they map their world, through the sense of touch, through the sense of taste. And then we've got 2 other senses, the proprioceptive sense and the vestibular sense. Vestibular is in your middle ear, and it's about that sense of balance. The proprioceptive sense is when you get strong impulses sent through the muscles and joints to the brain. And that's why we need things with different textures. We've got here a beach ball, so this is soft, it's round, I'm mapping it, I get an understanding about my world. And we need to make sure that we give children those sort of experiences. They need to know if they're upside down, turning around, spinning around. You know, their bodies need the ability to work out the world.
So with me having my boy outside quite a bit and playing in the sand pits and with the little forms and shapes and on the trampoline, I mean, that's doing him really well.
Very important. And what we're finding is many teachers are saying that children are coming into grade R and grade 1 and parents are saying they can do a 100-piece puzzle on a tablet. But the minute they give them just a 40-piece puzzle in the classroom, they cannot do it because they've had not enough experience of mapping the world and spatial planning, where we have to manipulate things with our hands and putting them in the right position and the right direction. And it's the same for construction toys. They can build things and create pretty pictures on a screen, but give them the real thing in real life, and they find it very hard. So we're doing our children a disservice if we don't provide them with enough real learning opportunities you know, and we only give them a screen. While it's convenient, make sure you remember the real.
So Nikki, just to finish off, we know now that it's very important for us as parents to make sure that our kids play with things tangible, that get them outside, but when is it okay to deal with technology?
The best place for technology is not to replace real, but to reinforce real. So if your children are learning about shape and color and quantity at school, they're in the real world, you can give them an online program that reinforces what they've done. As long as they've had the real, they can now have the virtual, which will then perpetuate the learning, which is fantastic. And then, of course, technology is really convenient when you're traveling. If you're in an aeroplane, if you're stuck in a car in a traffic jam for a long period of time, that's the time to whip out that tablet or that smartphone and get your child going.
So much to learn, so much to learn. Definitely one thing's for sure, it is scary being a parent, especially living in the modern day and age. And there's so much to learn, but get yourself the book, Tech Savvy Parenting. You can definitely learn a lot as a parent. Now, once you are knowledgeable about this and you would like to get internet set up in your home, Telkom is ideally suited to offer broadband and internet services to cater for your needs. Visit one of their stores, call 10213, or you can log onto the website at www.telkom.co.za for more info.
Turn your house into a connected home for only $3.99 per month. From SA's best fixed and mobile broadband network, call 10213 or go to a Telkom shop.